dating and development. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, now you know. And my feet smell. So, another 2 articles today. We'll get through them quickly. That's something that came up very recently to do with Irish national statistics, so to speak. And it's all about the number of births in Ireland drops by 20% in 10 years, CSO figures reveal. And there we have a cute photo of a wee baby's hand. Isn't that just lovely? There were 59,706 babies born in Ireland last year, a 20% drop on the 2009 figure. According to figures released by the CSO, Central Statistics Office, I think that's who they are, there were over 70,000 births in 2009, 2010 and 2011, before the number began a decline, a trend that continued in the 2019 statistics, which I find quite weird. Actually, just joking, I don't find it weird at all. That's only natural that babies are not being born as much, because you have the rise of the You Go Girl movement, and women are staying in the workforce a lot longer and therefore not tending to have babies as much, because there's more of an opportunity to earn as much as men do, or to earn a lot more money. It's natural progression, so to speak. So of course there's going to be less babies, and throwing in contraception in there as well, and that now the policy for the fetus deletus is legal in Ireland now, and I don't know how many fetuses deletuses there were but last year, but there's been a good few since the abortion since that policy's been introduced. I don't want the algorithm bots catching certain words, you know what I'm saying. The average age of a woman giving birth last year was 33, while the average age of a first-time mother was 31.3. There were 59,796 births registered in 2019, some 1,220 or 2% fewer than 2018, and a fall of 20.2% since 2009, explained Carol Ann Hennessy, statistician with the CSO. This represented an annual birth rate of 12.1 per 1,000 of a population, compared to 16.5 per 1,000 population in 2009. So that's a significant drop. While there were a decrease in births, there was a slight increase, in the deletion of people last year to 31,134, meaning that there was a natural increase in the population of 29,900. Figures released today showed that the number of same-sex marriages declined for the 4th year in a row after peaking at 1,056. There were 640 same-sex marriages last year. The number of opposite-sex marriages has declined every year since 2014. Now, it doesn't say by how much, but I find that incredibly interesting, that the number of the heteronormative marriages between man and woman has decreased. And I think it will start to decrease. And one of the reasons why I think is that I think men are just beginning to wake up to what's going around them. I think there's few marriages going on because men are starting to realize marriage is a false sense of security. It honestly is. Because even if she does something wrong, the wife, if she goes off with another guy or, wants to initiate divorce, she still gets a lot of the stuff. She still gets more than half. I did a video on this as well about marriage in Ireland. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And men are raked over the coals when it comes to divorce and separation. That purely because only 1% of the cases in divorce are won by a man in Ireland. Only 1%. 99%, the woman gets the house, she gets more than half of the money, she gets the kids. And as I said, in Ireland, with the rent prices in Dublin, if you're looking to have a family in Dublin, very expensive to rent a house, about $2,000 a month. Like, it's not child rearing friendly, so to speak, if you want the child to have a comfortable lifestyle and a secure one too. But I think men are waking up to like the sham that a marriage can be, because at the end of the day, really, marriage, like if you're looking at a marriage as a piece of paper and there's a third party involved in marriage, it's the government, and men don't want to be losing their stuff, because there's stories upon stories upon stories of men losing a lot of things in marriage, including themselves, when they commit self-deletion, so to speak. And I'm not surprised that the marriages between men and women are on the decline, because men don't want to lose that. They're realizing that it's being rigged against them, that the dating game, the marriage game, it's automatically rigged against them. And I've been having talks as well with a friend of mine who would be on the same wavelength of thinking as I am. And it was a good discussion, actually, and it was in relation to like families. And he was saying that, paraphrasing now, so to speak, that someone he knew, their mother was telling their daughters or someone, one or another, to marry this guy and get the deeds to the house because he had a lot of money, and he had he had a lot of money, and the house is very big, so the security was there. So the mother was like, make sure you nab him down. Isn't that crazy? That kind of shows that, do women know the game they're playing? Do they know that, okay, he has the money and that security, great, if something goes wrong, grand, I get a lot of that money, I get the deeds to the house that he might have built, and he might have, like, funded the money into himself. Oh, I get that. Then what's the big dealio? Like, why are men these days still so eager to marry? Now, I'm not against marriage, don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to get married, settle down, have kids, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Knock yourself out. More power to you. I see nothing wrong with that. But it's a false sense of security. I'm personally against it. Not against that, I wouldn't do it. But I'm not surprised that the rates are decreasing. And quickly going on to another article, which is, our children going out of fashion? They were sold last year. And there was something I found here now. Oh yeah. It says the key factor driving this demographic transition is behavior of women. And it was mentioned there that China's birth rate has fallen to its lowest in 70 years. There's a long established causal relationship between access to education and control of fertility, massively. You have the introduction of the pill. It gives women an excuse to be a lot more promiscuous. I said a bit weirdly there. It gives them the opportunity to do that. To go out, to have fun, oh, I'm on the contraceptive pill. Great. Shouldn't have to worry about the thing, but could lie to the guy when they want to have a kid further down the line and say, I'm on it, and he, she becomes the insemination station, and then it's a whole Rabula conundrum. The more education a woman has, the more likely it is for her to enter and remain in the workforce. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier on. She has more chance to earn money like a man. I mean that people, like, their equal pay is there, but she has the chance to earn her own living, should I say. She has the chance to earn her own living. And they're going to put having a kid off. But they don't realize that the more you put a kid off, it's going to be a lot harder to conceive a child further on in your life. Or that if you give birth to a child, the complications arise there. It happens. This is first identified in the industrialized countries of the North, but has more recently become a global phenomenon. It has. And the fertility rate around the world is dropping. In Ireland, the total fertility rate, average number of children born to women in their childbearing years, as recorded by the CSO, has dropped quite dramatically from 4.03 to 1965 to 1.82 in 2016. Although there are many women in the childbearing age band today, they have fewer children. Why? Workforce, access to contraception. And as I mentioned, the fetus deletus is now legal in Ireland. Excuse me, so the option is there to get it. They have total control. Kids are coming out of the equation massively because the whole paradigm, should I say, in the way we're thinking, the way society is structured when it comes to looking at women and men, it's becoming different. Is that women don't need to have children. It's that you can go and do what you want. You know, you're in total control now. And you know what? I can understand that's a good thing that women have more control. But this is the consequence, should I say, of, you know, the you go girl movement going more and more. And then they're kind of wondering in later phase, like, why won't no man settle with me and have a child? Too old. This is from what I've observed. You know, if you want to argue with me, perfectly fine. Go ahead with it. And carrying on, it says, why is the total fertility rate important? Because for a population to reproduce itself, the rate must be at least 2.1. And no country across Europe today comes close to that figure. Everyone's free. We've got the pill, we've got the coil, we've got the whole shebang. Let's party. Let's have fun. Let's have pleasure. No kids. No kids. In fact, Ireland has the third highest fertility rate in Europe, just behind France and Sweden. Countries such as Spain and Italy have the lowest rate at 1.3. Mamma mia. The dependency rest in past. I was thinking of a meme. The dependency ratio is also altering dramatically. This is the number of people in the younger age groups who can support the number of people in older age categories through taxation, care work, etc. And I want to leave that there because it's interesting that in Ireland, in the last decade, the birth rates dropped by 20%. I think we all know why. We all know why. Fewer men want to get into marriages, fewer men want children, because there's nothing in it for them. There isn't. It's a false sense of security. They decide to leave, they have to pay child support. Look at the number of cases won by men when it comes to the separation cases in Ireland. Only 1% of men win. What's in it for them? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And men are waking up to it. They're waking up to it, and they want no part in it. And with the rise of, you know, the you go girl things and everything else, women are going to be more inclined to work more, to delay their childbearing years. But when they do, it's ultimately too late. And when it comes to yourself, oh, why didn't I have a child then? You gotta have some introspection and look at the reasons why. It is what it is. So anyways, everybody take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'll link the articles in the description below. Don't you worry about that. And remember, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy, and don't be pressured into marrying someone or into marrying anyone in general by your family members, whether you want to do it or not. Don't fall for it. Be strong and push for more. Until next time, God bless.